big box, this mate. Hello? Oh, it's you.
Hello.
Hey, why are you looking at me funny for? What's that?
Just an unboxing. Nothing to do with you. What's that?
What's what? That's my bat for wolves.
No, I mean, what's that?
This is my pineapple.
Okay. Problems with the pineapple there?
Yes, just in case you enjoy your unboxing, you want to enjoy my pineapple. Goodbye for now.
See you later. Bye. I'm going to go and do this. You can go and do that. See you later. Okay, welcome to Lonely Tree Entertainment. Sorry, Mohawk. Yeah, you probably clicked on this video when... So you're not supposed to be talking about the Terminator. Now I'm a big fan of the Terminator. Bang. That's as much as I wanted to pull out the other room, the VHS, on top of Deaf School, and to keep this. Now, I am having a bit of a dig at Casper. Still got his table. So yeah, got a few instruments to open it up. Now, recently, I was started to rediscover the Terminator again now. Who hasn't seen the Terminator? Who hasn't seen Terminator 2? And then it gets in a bit of a waffle land when you get into 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how many you're up to now. I've personally seen Dark Fate on the way back from New Zealand in 2020. And we had turbulence, I shit you not, when the actual turbulence was happening in the film. And I was like... yeah. And again, it's a very frustrating timeline, I think. And when it comes to Terminator on Blu-ray, there has been a box set of 1 to 4. And then before that though, there's been 2 variants of Terminator. And there's been 2 variants of Terminator 2. Terminator 1 originally had Arnold Schwarzenegger on like he is on the front cover. Maybe it's had 2 guns still back. And now it's crouching down naked. Terminator 2 originally had like the skull of the mechanoid. And then obviously now it's Schwarzenegger. And then we've got Terminator 3, 4 and 5. Really hard to get a hold of. I think Terminator 2 was the first album to come out. Terminator 3 was very hard to get a hold of. It normally priced as well, about $16.99. So it's something to do with the rights of the movies. Now they're all here just as I waffle on. So recently I bought Terminator because it dropped down in price, especially sci-fi at the moment. So Terminator was on there. I really enjoy Terminator. I love the score. I think the score is just totally 80s. You know, you can try and do the 80s, but it's totally 80s. Terminator 2, the re-edition, which is pretty good because James Cameron sits down with one of the writers and actually talks about this. The other variant of it has, I think, about 23 people on the comedy. 23 members on one comedy track. Nah, you don't... Now, special effects, Stan Wilson. No disrespect to Stan Wilson, but someone's job on that entire comedy, so I might as well say 24 is the goal. James Cameron, the director. Like, wow. But if you really want to listen, it's unfortunately only on the standard cut, but that does have the super special editions on that. And recently I picked up Terminator 3, which I enjoyed. I love the bit where he drop kicks the, is it the fire ambulance? Where he's getting swung around. And then we've got the other 3 that follow. Salvation. And then we've got, I never really clicked, Sam Worthington, James Cameron. And then we've got Genesis and Dark Fate. We're not here to talk about them, but again, it's one of these franchises that are available, but there isn't a defined box set. Now, my friend Carl has spent a lot of money. You hear my arm click as I said there. He actually has the hand. He has the hand, and he collects a lot of really cool shit, Carl, I must admit. And he has the hand for that. So I'm not a diehard. Actually, I need to write that outtake. I've got a good outtake actually. I'll get a pen. Write it on my hand. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Outtake. Change the future, change the past. So I was done with it. Now, this month I've been trying to have quite a quiet month. I've filmed my Corey Haim rant. I'm working on that as I speak. And a flash sale popped up on hmv.com. And I was like, wow. There's some good box sets on there, mainly aimed at 4K. But the Terminator Super Duper Edition appeared. Now, on a flash sale, it's got X amount of percentage off. Then you put on your staff discount, and £21 later, this has arrived. Free delivery because I did click and collect. Thanks to Paul Ray as well, because he picked it up for us last night and passed it on to Brit for us. But yeah, I managed to pick this beast up. So I couldn't knock it for the price, mainly because you do get the soundtrack vinyl in it. Now I'm going to put my hands up in the air and say Dark Fate. I actually bought the vinyl. It was presented as being a coloured vinyl from Mondo. It was a black edition vinyl, and I didn't find much of the march. Now I know Predator, the Predator, not that Predator or that Predator, which is that Predator, score I really enjoy, even though the film is absolutely appalling. There's a lot of throwbacks to its original, and it's a lot of original march, and it takes it on its own stride. I didn't think they did that with Dark Fate enough, so I sold it. It's one of the only vinyls I've actually sold on. I was like, look, it's never getting, you go along, I've never listened to it for ages, get rid of it, swapped it for something else pretty much. But this is pretty much well packaged. Now, the idea of getting the score. Now, believe it or not, the night I watched the Terminator, and I enjoy the Terminator, I put the score on watch, and nothing's come of that yet. I probably would double dip and get the score. That has not worked as much as it should have. Now, my God, I'm trying my best. I'm actually off work at the moment with, I've hurt my back again. I've got a history of bad backs. So that's why I'm sitting, and that's why I'm not. I was wanting to do a little bit more panning and scanning and stuff like that. That might happen, make my life a little bit harder, but yeah. This is a beastly box set. It's not the first time I've seen it though. Wow, look at that. That has a massive dint in the back. But I'm not going to flaunt that. Not for the price anyway. I know a few people would have went, take that back straight away! Got a dint in it! But look at that, it's mint. So we'll pan over that there. Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton does not get enough credit, right? Schwarzenegger returning and taking on the funny side of it, because they were going to do two Schwarzeneggers, one bad, one good. Robert Patrick really got his good breakout. Brilliant cameo in Last Action Hero, and Eddie Furlong actually debuted, found waiting outside an arcade when he looks alright, and that's how they cast him. But Linda Hamilton does not get enough credit for how much effort she puts into the character. She got in phenomenal shape. She's a twin, and I mean, had the first one, she was in a couple of movies here and there, been starring in Beauty and the Beast. But as an actress, you look at her in Darkness Peak and you really feel for her, looking after her kids. But in this, she's fucking terrifying. She has got a very, very like evil look, and when she's turning around, she's in the psyche ward and all that. But she's just phenomenal shape. That if they were going to make an Expendables, I would expect her to be in it. It's great that they did come back to throw back to this. I do think Robert Patrick's cameo in, I think is his Genesis, that he's waiting in the waiting room and he like. 1 minute he's there, and it's just like, if you're going to have Robert Patrick in it, why hide him? If he's there, he's there. Do you know what I mean? Loving Easter eggs and stuff like that. It's got the apocalypse burning in the background. James Cameron gets a lot of credit for how precise the actual radio bomb going off was from scientists. You know, the burning and the flash of light and the fallout. So he puts a lot of detail in it, and that's what I find really interesting about James Cameron as a director. Even though I don't run and get all his films, his comedy tracks are really, really good. His Alien one I find absolutely fascinating. I also found it fascinating at the time he was writing Alien and Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rambo. But yeah, Schwarzenegger, he's always going to have his name top billed, but I do think Linda Hamilton makes a massive shout out, and Eddie Furlong does get and Eddie Furlong introducing. So on the back, the greatest blockbuster of all time. Been fortunate enough to see the Terminator show at Universal Studios. Studio Canal's got this. So Studio Canal really do put some effort into films, and I do hope that Highlander somewhere along the line gets a really spanked up edition. I missed the Total Recall one in lockdown. Total Recall was very similar to this. They've obviously done a lot of stuff with John Carpenter's and the 4 edition sets. So they are pretty cool. And one of my favourite films of Corey Haim, Watchers, is on the Studio Canal. But yeah, they are trying to do something as well with First Blood as well. So as I say, opted for this. It's got the 4K. Yes, I don't have a 4K player. It does have the Blu-ray in. It was just the price. I literally thought, you know what, you're never going to get that any cheaper. But it was mainly the vinyl I've got this for. So paying that much for a vinyl, it's not too bad. As I say, it's got disc 1 4K, disc 2 3D, and then disc 3 is Blu-ray with the special features. So it's got the making of, 2 extended scenes, the trailers, commentary tracks, approximately extended edition is 156 minutes. That's when Michael Biehn appears. Seamless branching of the theatrical versions as well. So it's packed. Do you know what I mean? It's packed and it looks pretty cool, to be honest with you. So we're going to open this up, and this will live in the vinyl collection. I'm trying not to damage it. Oh, I can't believe he's fingered the edges. So yeah, that dent is not as bad as first seen, but it's a 15. Let's say the original Terminator was an 18, bumped down to a 15, and I think it's still a hard hitting film. Like, so that is lovely gloss black there on that. Like a lot of vinyls, it's got a little card on the back, which, as a collector of myself, don't see the light of day. They come off like a steelbook and in the bin. Hasta la vista, baby. Do you remember when they put Arnold Schwarzenegger in the wrestling games? Funny enough, I just bought the new WWE wrestling game today. And then they redid the original like entrance, and you know, Dean Ambrose and Finn Balor in there, and they're all like, hey. Like, and Schwarzenegger's like the special DLC that year. And like, right, okay, you're going to put the Terminator in, you're going to put the original Terminator in, and you're going to put T2, motorbike, and, you know, he comes out and he's Cloud. If you're going to put him in a wrestling game, should anybody anywhere be able to pick him up? No. Should you run to him clothesline? Yeah, that should have been a total thing. Not feel like people like Rey Mysterio and all that, chucking him around the head and that. And like, whatever. So it was a good idea, but no, it didn't work at all. So there we go. It is a lovely edition. Let's have a look. There's probably a million openings and boxings of this. Wow, that was trippy when it opened up. It's a 3D print of it. That is really cool, that. That is absolutely cool. See, we'll get some overlays and stuff going on at some point. Make a list after this, overlays needed. It's got the Rolf Harris going on it as well. So that's really, really cool. So this is the vinyl. That's really cool, that double flip vinyl. As I say, I haven't seen the Terminator box sets in a while, but look at the presentation of that. It's really cool inside its box. So that's pretty much it. So as I say, there we go. It's going to open all the way up. So see, look at that. Terrifying. Overlay that. Terrifying, terrifying, terrifying. Linda Hamlin really rocking it. So it's got 3 all-round discs. So we've got the Schwarzenegger disc with Robert Patrick behind it. We've got Linda Hamlin on one disc, the 3 disc with Schwarzenegger behind it. And last but not least, we've got Robert Patrick on a disc and Edward Furlong behind it. So that's pretty cool. So it's a nice little looking set. And unfortunately, it says just going to go back in the box and live in the box. As I say, I've recently just watched the Blu-ray and don't have a 4K. But my 4K, so, like when I do eventually jump across to 4K, I will be going it. But again, let's put this to a side and let's have a look at the vinyl. So there we go. So it's got DLC code apparently. Remastered double vinyl. It is meant to be coloured. Terminator 2 Judgment Day soundtrack. So this should be pretty cool. And let's have a look inside. It isn't an epic march like, but again, just couldn't. I think this was cheaper than the vinyl I looked at, the Terminator, you know. And it's the Terminator one where it's got loads of colour on it. The bins. Let's open this up. Ooh, pretty low waist that, isn't it? Like, there you go. Let's go all black and just some screenshots right away across. So that's quite a bit of a waste actually. They could have a lot more comments there, you know what I mean? So, let's have a look inside. So we've got one. DLC code. Cool. Get that burnt on the CD player for the car. Stop listening to speed going down the motorway. Din 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 din. There you go. The machines are coming. Skynet. But yeah, so there we go. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger on the bike. There's some really good stunts in that. There's a lot of original wire work going on there. There's also apparently the stunt guy that actually shits himself and the truck comes down like that. So I took a lot in from the actual audio commentary. And it is a coloured vinyl. So it's a nice bleeding. It's a liquid grey, which is, it's just not a standard grey. It's got liquid bleeds in it, so that's pretty cool. It's a nice touch that. They could have really went all out. And there you go. So on this one, it's got the new, and that's got the old. The logos. So that's really cool. As a box set, you would pay that for a vinyl. Normally it retails about £60 to £70. It is a limited batch. Studio Canal stuff normally, I mean, a lot of people went after the John Carpenter stuff, and I've never seen the Total Recall, because I think Total Recall's got a really good score. But like what Studio Canal are doing on these special editions is people like myself and people like you who are watching this will be like, right, I love that film, where's the soundtrack? Do you know what I mean? Because I think in the modern era of movies, I think special editions should come with a soundtrack. I can't see the point of, like, you see soundtracks produced and they sit there and then they don't do anything because the price is between £10 to £15 a disc. Do you know what I mean? And it shouldn't be that way, especially the classic old musics and scores and stuff. Because I think, you know, in the modern stuff, a lot of people can't go, oh, that, and go, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. A lot of people, when they talk about dun 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 dun, speed. Or technically, Bad Boys, dun 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 dun, same composer. But then here, da 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 da, it's a long road. Or then are classic tracks, and I think what they've done here is a presentation here of the film preserved with all its extra features, its brand new 4K restoration, its 3D restoration, and now along with its score and DLC code, and it's a coloured vinyl. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the outtakes.
Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling?
So, I'm just at Carl's house, and obviously I mentioned it in review, but I haven't got time to edit it straight away. So look, I told you Carl had the hand. Look at that.
I'm gonna lend you a hand, mate, for your video. Could I lend you a hand?
Hey. It's nice, that, mind.
And also, and you know what? I'm more impressed by the fact that it looks fantastic, despite the fact that not even remotely metal.
Yeah, it's actually. I'm actually shocked. Oh,
Yeah. No, it's not.
are you sure?
It moves.
Okay. Yep. Do you want to came across and break your thing? Look at the man, look at your collection. That's a different rant. So here in the outtakes, I'm not going to jump to it. Check out Welcome to Prague. So I've got quite a few Laserdiscs. In one of the first, in fact, the first Laserdisc I bought, there was two at the same time. So in fact, the first one I seen was in Prague, in this random bookshop at the back corner. And you know what it is? Terminator 2. The other one was The Mask. But yeah, so I've had this. This is one of my original Laserdiscs, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So this is pretty cool to have this. So it's obviously from back then. It's not like it's been reproduced from this. Schwarzenegger, Lynn Hamlin, Eddie Furlong. So the main cast there. It's on for 137 minutes, 1991. It cost us 200 Lev or Levac. So I was like, oh, Laserdisc. Prague's really good actually if you're going for nights out. Beer is ridiculously cheap, but it's got a lot of film heritage. So there we go. That's a lot better inside, isn't it? And there's the picture that would later become the brand new artwork. So that's pretty cool. And this is, oh, I can't believe you're thinking of Laserdisc. Well, there you go. So yeah, this had seen a lot better days, as I say, like collecting Laserdiscs. He's even wrote in there. It's that kind of shop where you just write on stuff. That's the other one there. You fingered a Laserdisc. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. So that could be the Instagram still or something like that. Probably not. But yeah, that's the outtake. I wrote on my hand because I was in the other room and I've got them on VHS, and you look at them and go, yeah, you pull that out, the entire wardrobe's coming down. So thank you very much for watching this episode, or whatever it is. It's an unboxing. It's not technically, well, it technically is a weird, wacky, but wonderful considering the start of this set. But yeah, for now, no more outtakes. Thanks for watching this. Subscribe to Low Entry Entertainment. Goodbye for now.